Hey, what's up, Pep Nation? It is day 2 of our final phase of our French contrast training method. So what today was, it was a loaded change of direction, working on powerful rotation and dissociation of the upper and lower body, and also horizontal push-pull, where we got our French contrast training in. So after a short dynamic warm-up, just trying to really open out those hips, getting ready for the rotation, we went straight into our first drill. And that was a lateral shuffle into a med ball wall slam. So with this lateral shuffle, you just want to make sure you're shuffling each way, turning those hips, and then slamming the ball the opposite way. So our second change of direction and loaded change of direction drill was the crossover sled sprint. Again, just making sure that the hips turn, trying to keep the eyes forward and sprint laterally. Okay, onto our upper body French contrast training. So we started off with just a little bit of a warm-up, making sure those shoulders are right, making sure we're in the right positions to be able to push and pull horizontally. We started off with a band pull apart. We went straight into an upward rotation and press, again trying to prepare the shoulders, make sure that those rhomboids, lower traps are working, upper traps aren't too active, and again also opening out the shoulder. We did some eccentric push-ups and finally finished it off with a banded lat pull down. Now you can use a normal lat pull down machine, it's totally up to you. If you have a band, go ahead and use it against the rack. Okay, onto horizontal push, and here's where our French contrast training kicked in. So we started off with a heavy bench press, just working on making sure that we're controlling every single portion of that movement. We moved straight onto our fast twitch muscle fiber training. We did the power exercise with the med ball lying toss. Now, if you don't have a partner to do it, you can just go ahead and throw it straight up in the air and catch it yourself. That's totally up to you. After our med ball toss, we went straight into a bench press again, this time a little bit lighter weight. We're trying to focus on the speed of the rep, trying to gain a little bit more power. We went with the football bar, but if you don't have a football bar, you can go ahead and use a normal bench press, just with less weight than your strength training portion. Final part of this push contrast was an assisted plyo push-up. Now what we're trying to do is minimize ground contact time with our hands. So as soon as you get down, you want to let that band push you up. You can do a clap, you can do 2 claps, whatever it is, just as long as you're trying to get as much time off the ground as possible. Okay guys, onto our pull contrast now. Now again, it's horizontal pull. We did a lot of what looked like similar movements, but just with a different intent. First off, we started with a supinated barbell row, just mainly to open out the shoulders because we do a lot of closed grip stuff. We want to try work on something open grip. After the supinated barbell row, we went straight into a heavy band pull. What we're trying to do here is get a quick contraction and then a slow eccentric back into that quick contraction again. And you want to use a heavy band for this. Make sure you're sitting deep down into the squat and really getting after it with that. After the heavy band pull, we went and did a heavy sled pull. Now with this, what you want to make sure that you're doing is you're sitting down in the squat and staying there as you pull that weight towards you, because you don't want any assistance from the hips. You really want to be using that mid-back to pull. And our last exercise of this contrast was the speed band pull. So we just want a lighter band, similar to the second exercise of this contrast, except this time we're not pausing at the top, and we're not doing a slow eccentric. We're just trying to do 10 reps as fast as humanly possible, sitting down deep in that squat, making sure that the hips, chest, nothing else is assisting. We're just going ahead and using that mid-back. All right, guys, that was a great day 2 of this French contrast training. Again, this is used as a peaking method. It's a great form of that. We're just gonna keep getting after it week after week, building inches at a time, and let's get going.